Hey, welcome to you and welcome to your reading. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dive into it. If you're new here, I am an intuitive tarot reader, and actually I just channel messages from spirit as well. So today they're actually showing me an entire vision, which we're gonna use to set the theme for this reading, and then we're gonna dive deeper in using tarot, and I'm gonna clarify what this vision is and this scene is that's coming in from spirit. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so as I was opening up into the energy, spirit is showing me basically you standing outside, and it looks like you're somewhere, you're definitely in nature somewhere, not too far from civilization or anything, but yeah, you're out in nature, and I see you looking up at the night sky. And now you're looking at this night sky, but there is no moon out tonight. And Spirit's very clear about that. There's not a moon. Now it's possible this is related to a new moon or a new moon that's upcoming over the next couple of weeks. So it's possible this energy could roll out until then. But they're also telling me that in this scene, there's actually no moon at all. And that's important for some reason. So we're going to clarify that a bit with the tarot cards, but we are seeing the night sky with a lot of like stars in the sky, as well as shooting stars as well. So we can see that. Okay. And the other thing that's coming through, like I also am very aware, it's almost like because we're here at night, as I'm dropping into this scene that Spirit's showing me, it's like I'm seeing, some of the kind of nighttime creatures are starting to kind of come awake in a way. So the Spirit is sending through a little bit of like a poem here, and I don't know if it actually is, but they're saying you're hearing the sound of an owl, you're hearing the fluttering wings of a bat, you're catching sight of a moth, and Spirit is saying to live like them and adapt. Okay, so I don't know what that means, but hopefully that resonates for you. They're saying live like them and adapt. Okay, so next, as Spirit is showing me here, they're kind of like almost like opening up a little bit more of the scene to me so I can see what else is going on here. And it looks like you're kind of shifting your attention from sort of the night sky and from some of the creatures of the night. And now you're looking ahead of you, and there's this really large lake, okay, in front of you. And it's almost like you're standing on the shore here. And this lake is really calm. It's very calm. Again, it's really interesting because the nighttime feels very alive, but it feels very peaceful too. And this is actually a really kind of like peaceful scene. And in front of you, as you're looking down and down at the shore, there's actually a small boat that's tied up at the shore. And it's almost like seeming like this is for you to take this boat, because that's actually what Spirit's saying. They're saying they want you to take the boat. Okay, and I don't know what that means, but I feel like that hopefully finds you where it needs to. And so we're gonna go a little bit deeper. Okay, so I have a bunch of oracle cards spread out here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull one to continue diving into this theme. I also have some questions here. So like, what's with the moon? Why isn't there a moon? So we'll talk more about some of the questions and kind of clarify what this scene means. And it's definitely a metaphor from Spirit, but I wanna see what that means. Okay, so Spirit, what's the card? Okay, so here's the card. Oh, nice. Okay. And I got a message here actually from one of my siblings. So Spirit's definitely saying something around, I'm hearing call your siblings. Okay. All right. So this one says earthworm. It says clarity rumination. It's so interesting because this is coming through almost as kind of like the shore right now, as Spirit's telling it to me. It's like this is coming through as the shore and sort of like what's beneath. You see, it's kind of like a water line here, and there's a little bit of like, yeah, some of the plants coming out by this lake. And again, we have an earthworm. So this is kind of aligning perfectly. And I'm noticing the moon here is like shrouded Yes. Okay, so I feel like there's a connection here with that. There's no moon in this scene. There's no moon in the sky, but I'm hearing that the moon is linked into clarity, and I feel like it's not here quite yet. Okay, so yep, that's exactly what they're saying. So this all fits within the scene, and I think like, don't like worms come out a lot at night too? I could be totally wrong, but yeah, it's almost like, again, more of the night creatures here. So let's get into this. Spirit, what does the moon represent? Why is the moon missing? Why is the clarity missing? What's going on for those who are watching it right now? Okay, for some of you, there may be some clarification or clarity needed within a connection. Maybe for some of you, it could be within a family connection. It doesn't have to be. This is actually coming out very open-ended. So it could be a romantic relationship. It could be a family one. It could be a friendship. It could be, I'm hearing a workout partner or something like that. Okay, interesting. So it feels like there's kind of a, yeah, they're saying a missed connection somehow, or like the connection needs clarifying, or it needs some sort of communication here, because it feels like it just hasn't been there. Now this could be, this also can be a connection to another part of yourself. Okay, so for some of you, that's actually the case. This is not actually a connection outside of you, but yeah, Spirit also wanted to clarify that as well. But it almost feels like something you've been kind of thinking about, or again, the word rumination on this card is coming through. You've been thinking about it, or kind of going in loops about, like mental loops is coming through really strongly, and just kind of not, I don't know if it's not knowing how to approach this. It doesn't feel quite right. It's like not knowing how to see your way through this to maybe get the clarity that's needed, or to create maybe a stronger connection or stronger bond with either this part of yourself or this person, place, or thing outside of you. Okay, because again, this can represent anything, so please take this and place it where it belongs for you. I'm just, yeah, bringing in some, you know, examples based on what Spirit's giving me. Okay, we have the 5 of Wands here. Yeah, I mean, that aligns. It feels like this is actually coming through as like muddled. And this is card, the 5 of Wands is typically one of like conflict, but it's actually like a Spirit showing it to me. You see all the kind of like water down here? Spirit showing it to me is the same thing as like the mud. It's like muddled. It's almost like it's not quite figured out yet, is another way I put that. So there could be, again, some confusion that's happening right now in your life related to some dynamic within connection or within a part of yourself. And again, our connections outside of us usually reflect what's happening within us. So ultimately, this all comes back to what's happening within you, okay? But yeah, it feels like it may also be manifesting external to you, only because I'm seeing so many people on these cards, okay? So that may also be happening in tandem. Okay. So that feels about right. This could also be related to a group dynamic. Okay, so it feels like, yeah, there's no moon. There's sort of this, I don't know if it's cloudiness, kind of muddiness, a little bit of fogginess here, a little bit of confusion, maybe some mental looping here of like, I don't really know how to approach this or what to do. I don't know the path forward or the way forward. So that feels very clear. What do you have? What else do you have to say about that? This card? Okay. In reverse. This card's in reverse, but let me show it to you. All right, it says harvest. It says determination, hard work. I feel like whatever this is what's coming through is it's resisting the effort you're putting in. It's resisting the effort that you're putting in. Yeah, okay. And we have this. It says sickle, it says focused, regrowth, focus, it says regrowth, it says letting go. I'm hearing locusts as well. Okay, I'm also struck by the fact, notice this is what Spirit's showing me. I'm gonna show this to you. Do you see the kind of like grasses here? And do you see kind of the grasses here? Yeah, Spirit is showing that these grasses is being like cut down. That's actually what they're showing me right now. And I'm also struck by the fact that, again, we have another kind of like moon behind here, but there's no moon in this scene. Again, it's shrouded. It's almost like behind something else, just like it's kind of shrouded behind kind of the clouds and fogginess here. You see that? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so there's something that definitely needs to be let go here. That's coming through really strongly. There's something here that needs to be, I'm hearing let go within yourself potentially. And it's not necessarily reflecting into this connection. It actually feels like, I don't know, maybe something you have like an idea or outcome, or it's coming through as kind of like a projection that is stuck, and Spirit's asking you to kind of let it go. And maybe you're projecting into this situation or into this connection, and Spirit really wants you to see it. Is that part of it? Yes. They're saying Wheel of Fortune can be upright, but right now it's coming out in reverse. Yeah, it's like stuck. Okay, so this feels connected. The letting go feels connected into bringing this into the upright. Okay. So that feels very clear to me. And also this Wheel of Fortune reverse is also coming in with the the Harvest card in reverse here. Yeah, again, we have another, what, like moon kind of, again, with the kind of fog wanting to come through here. But again, this is in reverse, so we're not really seeing it. Yeah, I'm really struck by that. So I just feel like, again, if it's what I'm hearing is if it's too hard, it's because there's something that's not quite aligned, or there's something not quite right yet. It hasn't fully clicked into place, because there's something, they keep showing me the word letting go, but there's something here that needs to shift and needs to move, like the Wheel of Fortune does. The Wheel of Fortune moves normally, okay? But again, it's coming out in reverse. I feel like it's stuck right now. Kind of your fortune is stuck with this. Do you want this card? Okay, all right, let's keep going. Let's go a little bit deeper here. So I feel like we're getting a sense of a little bit of like the situation that's happening and kind of what you're going through here, but it feels really unclear to me of what exactly needs to be let go of. What is that, Spirit? This deck? What exactly needs to be let go of and potentially regrown? What needs to be let go of? What is it? Dynamic within self. Is that right? This is coming in with this Eight of Wands. It's coming in with some sort of like, I guess impatience can be part of this, not quite. It's almost coming in with a sort of urgency. What is the urgency about it? I'm hearing that I need to have it all figured out right now. Yeah, look, here's the moon. That's it. All right, that's the clarity. Okay, so that's the clarity. Yeah, so Spirit's saying, like, I feel like Spirit's trying to say here through this reading, like I don't know, it's almost like you don't need to actually have this all figured out right now. There's something about like being with the experience of this present moment. I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune come into the upright now, of like understanding that there is something that's moving here and something that's being let go. It may be like parts of you. It may be different sort of dynamics you find yourself in, or again, this feels like it's linked into your healing journey somehow. It's like you're kind of healing through something here, okay? And I feel like, again, it may be creating this, what feels like maybe distance from other people, places, or things, whatever this is, this Two of Cups represents to you. It's possible that maybe it's creating, again, some sort of muddiness or confusion for you of like where to go, what direction to take. How do I get involved, or how do I'm hearing, make my mark in this world, okay? Yeah, so all of that feels present in here. But I feel like the clarity here is that, like, it's almost like Spirit's saying, I'm seeing the Temperance card in my mind's eye, like there's an element here of divine timing in the ways that your soul needs to play out Yeah, it needs to play this out. Yeah, okay, and I'm getting a message here around, it says time check on it. Exactly, it's around divine timing. Okay, so this is definitely saying something around like your soul is going to like unravel this and unfold this, and it will come in with clarity when it's ready. It will come in, the moon will actually show back up once it's ready. Do you also see how this is kind of the shore and this is the lake here? Yeah, again, same energy within these cards, okay? Yes, so that, it will come through. I feel like if there was a question here around like, well, why is, again, possibly maybe someone else feels distant, but again, Spirit's really saying this is an energy coming from within you too, okay? It's almost like you're at a certain place in your journey right now where you need to be exactly where you are. Gosh, I hope that makes sense, because that's what they're saying. Okay, so you want this card? All right, hold on. Let me grab one more, and then we're gonna get a little deeper into this message. Which card? Okay, is this it? Okay, so it says ceremony, it says rituals, celebrate, it says devotion. Do you see the moth? Look at this moth. Okay, all right, yes, it's all connecting. Okay, here's the moth. All right, yeah, it's all connecting. So actually, they're wanting, the reason why they're sending this through is because the moth, they're trying to say, live like the moth and adapt. And it's okay that you're in the dark right now. Yes, because the moth can still see through it. They're showing me kind of the eye markings on this moth right now. Yeah. It's like the moth can still see through this, okay? So that's what Spirit wants you to do right now is kind of get your, I'm hearing night vision goggles on and just kind of like go with it. There's energy here of just going with it. Okay, so what else do you have to say about that, Spirit, about this kind of like adapt energy? Because the moth does adapt. The moth can also like kind of blend into its environment in a way, but the moth also, there's something Spirit is saying here around the moth is patient. The moth is patient. I don't know what that means. I don't know if moths are patient, but that's what they're saying. So let's see. Okay, what else do you have to say about this kind of adapt energy? 5 of Cups. They just keep saying you can't rush it. You can't rush it. And if you're going through some maybe difficult times right now, or some difficult, this is coming through as difficult feelings right now, that's perfectly okay. Actually, that's to be expected, because there's something that's falling away. There's something that's changing and growing within you. Okay, this card. King of Cups. Yeah, lots of emotions right now. Lots of feeling, lots of movement. The King of Cups moves. The King of Cups is the, is definitely someone who is in control of the waters. Ace of Wands. Okay, so they're saying, one more card. Hold on, I got one more card pulled. 1 second. One more. Temperance. Did I not say this card was coming out? Bruh. We're right on with this message. We're spot on with this message, okay? Yeah, it's all in divine time, okay? It's all in divine time. It's all gonna play out the way it needs to. There's an element here of like, yes, there are difficult feelings coming up. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. This feels like it's moving really slowly. It feels like nothing's changing. Again, this Knight of Pentacles is one of the slowest moving cards in tarot, okay? And it's coming in with this kind of like Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's almost like you feel like this is stuck and you don't have the clarity, you don't have the understanding of like where to move next, what to do next, what to say next, like what's actually from here. But Spirit really wants you to be kind of like with the Temperance present. Do you see the calm waters on this card? I literally can't make it up. Do you see the night sky here? Yeah, okay, so you're right where you need to be. That's very clear from Spirit. There's nothing like more you need to like push through. They keep showing this 8 of Wands in reverse. Like don't try to push through it. There's something. Sorry about that. I literally like that time check came in, because when I'm doing this, I have a time check on my phone anyway, and it kind of paused this, but I feel like that's exactly what it feels like right now. It's kind of like, well, why is this being kind of clipped off right now? Or why does it feel clipped? Or why does it feel like, again, there's kind of with this Two of Cups in reverse, like it doesn't feel clear, yes, but it feels like there's a lack of like continuity somehow. Yes. And you're like wanting more of like a steady, I don't know if it's stream of communication with this person, place, or thing, or more of a more stable like connection to this part of yourself, whatever it is, okay? And so, yeah, so I really feel that Spirit, again, is just trying to say, like, again, where you are is where you need to be right now. King of Cups in reverse, it just feels like, again, kind of processing some of your feelings. This is also coming out with the same energy as the calmness of the water here. It's almost like the King of Cups upright is someone who is like okay with the movement of the water, right? Of emotions, of emotional turbulence, if that comes in. Like they're absolutely someone who's able to like manage and navigate that, okay? But with the King of Cups, for whatever reason, as Spirit's sending it through in this reading, it's coming through as like a calmness, a stillness, a kind of sitting with it, being with it, just being present, because I keep hearing that the path will unfold before you, just like the small boat that kind of just suddenly appears in front of you on the shore of this water, of the lake. Okay. Yes. So it's almost like I just keep hearing like allow it to unfold. Allow it to unfold. Okay. All right. So what is this? Okay. One more. Hold on. I have one more card to send on that message. Hold on. This card. What is this? Oh, so cool. I've never seen this card. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh, very cool. It says creation, inception, Genesis, manifestation. I'm hearing stasis. Yeah, because it's almost what I said there. Yeah, it's like, again, I feel like you feel like you're at a standstill. This is coming out a bit in reverse here. It's almost like things aren't moving. Like you see the hands kind of moving the water here, or whatever this is. It's so cool, right? It's like a really cool card. Okay, but it's almost like Spirit saying like what you want is actually being created for you in this darkness. Ooh, I like that. In the kind of like void space you find yourself in right now. Yes, but it's interesting because again, this space is still very alive. It's very alive. Okay. So I really like that. There's a little bit more on this card. They're saying the manifestation bit. It's almost like you do have some sort of like goal in mind here, whether it's like a steady connection with this person, place, or thing, or again, within yourself, within a dynamic, or something you want to bring in as a goal, or something you've been like moving towards, and again, putting your kind of hard work towards, your efforts, which have seemingly, it has seemed like has been resisting this, but Spirit is saying like this is actually being worked up for you in the background. This is actually what they're saying is what you are not seeing. Oh, I really like that. But on the front end for you, it's going to feel like letting go. It's going to feel like things are maybe not moving, but that's because you're healing. And that's because I keep saying this letting go, but it's almost like, I don't know what exactly you're letting go of, but it feels like a part of your, I don't know if it's the way you've seen yourself, maybe like a negative core belief. Maybe it's like, letting go of potentially people, places, or things, but it honestly feels like something shifting within you that's being let go. Okay, and there's like a liberation coming through here, a clarity and a liberation. Is that making sense? Because that's what's coming through from Spirit. It's really like specific the way they're trying to send it through, and I'm trying to give words to it, but it's like just like the moon represents, which is a lot of like internal workings, right? Because the moon can represent shadow work, but that's exactly what this feels like. It's like there's something happening in the shadows here. This feels like partially part of your shadow work, or part of the work that's being done within your soul. And also that's being spun up for you. Again, the Wheel of Fortune is a very spiritual card. This speaks to the evolutions of the soul. Okay, yeah. So that's what it feels like something is shifting in your own like worldview. So interesting. Okay, so that feels really good. Spirit, let's look at the boat. What's the boat about? I want to see this boat. Okay, give me just 1 second here. I need to make a little more space. Got a lot of cards here. Okay, so Spirit, what does the boat represent? Where is this? And they're connecting the boat in with the Ace of Wands. It's almost like what they're showing me is like when you get in the boat, there's almost like a some sort of lamp that's being lit suddenly, and you're just moving forward of its own accord. You actually don't have to do anything. So I feel like that's part of the message. It's like it's being taken care of. Part of it is part of it, but it does mean you have to get in the boat. Yes. Okay, here's the Strength card. Okay, so I'm hearing the strength to endure it, the strength to face what you need to and allow what needs to leave to exit, however that lands for you. Okay, again, they're not like super specific here. They're not trying to get super specific, but because they want it to resonate where it needs for you. But there's an element here of like the courage to actually take this boat, even though you don't know where it's going. Okay, can you use a little more? This card? The Lovers. The Lovers. Yeah, because I love this. This is actually coming in as kind of opposite to how we open this reading with the Two of Cups in reverse. Then we move into the Lovers. So it's actually connecting you with self. That's how this Lovers is coming in. It's almost like, is that right? Yeah, it's coming through as meeting your higher self. That's what's in the boat. Oh, I really like that. I really like that. Okay, but again, it's going to take, I almost see this as the same person here a little bit. That's how Spirit's kind of connecting this in. It's like you'll need the strength to be able to meet your higher self in a way. Okay, which may come with some difficult emotions, and I'm hearing some difficult choices. Okay, yeah, that feels right. Yep, Three of Swords. Here's the difficult choices. Difficult emotions, difficult choices. Three of Swords. Yeah. Okay. All right. So they're confirming what I'm saying here. Yeah. That feels right. This feels like you're in the middle of a healing journey. It feels like exactly what you'd expect. There's some darkness here. You're learning to adapt. You're learning to see through the dark. You're letting go of things as happens, right? Spirit is trying to say, like, have patience here. This is all about divine timing. You're exactly where you need to be. What is going to be best for you and aligned with your higher self is actually being created for you and worked up in the background. It's actually spinning in the background like this Wheel of Fortune, okay? I'm seeing both of these cards spin the same direction, okay? Yeah, so that's all true, but I also feel like, again, there's an element here of just a patience, really a lot of patience here, and understanding that I think there's also a kind of recognition of how much courage it takes to kind of go through this moment of what feels like kind of an unknown for you, a stasis for you, and to know that, like, again, that boat will appear soon, and it's going to take you exactly where you need to go. But again, I feel like there's some things, like I said, you're just letting go of and moving through and process. It's coming through as like processing right now, and that feels about right within this energy. Okay, anything else? All right, one more card, and then we're going to read an oracle card to close this out. So, any last advice, Spirit, on where this boat is going? This card? Any last advice? Okay. So this is the... Oh, I like it. Okay, so they're sending the Seven of Swords through in reverse. It's clarity. Okay, this is the... Yeah, it's clarity. I love that, because this is card usually upright. It speaks to like illusion, deception. It can be kind of cloudy, foggy. It can be that energy, okay? This is actually coming through as clarity. I'm just hearing it will become clear to you. Anything else? All right, so I think that's what we have for that. Do you want an oracle card? All right, so let's go ahead. I like to close my readings with oracle cards. I opened one with one, and then I'm gonna close with one. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna read from the guidebook. Okay, final message for the collective in terms of this reading, Spirit. What else do you have to say? Is it? Okay. Oh, cool. All right, here's your card. It says boundary stones. It says negotiations, contracts, communication. Yeah, I'm hearing that will come online soon. But for some of you, I feel like this is part of maybe what needs to happen within a situation right now. Some boundaries potentially. Okay, so let's look at that one. I'm getting angel number 8 for you, if you want to look that up. Okay, here we go. All right, let's read this. There's nothing more physical and permanent than stone. Stones can define a space clearly. They separate and set the mark, blocking out trespassers. Clear communicators, stones leave little up in the air to question. Sometimes we can feel nervous about setting firm boundaries, but creating this type of clear limit or rule makes all parties feel safer and prevents anxiety, questioning, and worry. The Boundary Stones card is one of clear communication. It invites us to see the importance of defining what we want and what we truly mean. Whether it's being courageous and frank in your personal relationships or bringing more clarity and transparency to your professional agreements, this card invites you to be fair and clear so that what you intend to communicate and manifest is done so impeccably. Perhaps this card is prompting you to take the time to clarify what's important to you, to voice what you truly want. Maybe you're being called to work out the specifics of a business agreement or contract that will bring you what you intend to create. Or maybe there's an important discussion to be had in a relationship where you're being called to express your feelings or needs and let the other person do the same. Some people can misinterpret clear communication and boundary setting as harsh or unloving behavior. However, it can in fact be a container of safety. For when both parties understand the terrain, they each know where they stand and can relax and trust the container even more. And the soul inquiry is, what important discussion are you being called to have? How can you be clearer about it? All right. I feel like this card is getting right where it needs to for someone, okay? So I'm not gonna say too much more on this, but I feel like this actually links in perfectly with this reading. So for someone here, again, boundaries may be part of the important distance you may be feeling right now and the clarity that's actually needed in a connection, agreement, relationship, but also within yourself. Okay, so I feel like this is trying to give you, Spirit through this reading is trying to empower you to create boundaries, again, whether it is within a connection or just within feeling yourself containered in some way. Yes. All right, well, I hope this message has been helpful for you, and I hope it's found you in good time. If it has, feel free to give this video a like. That lets me know if, again, this has been Temperance card timely for you, okay? So feel free to do that. If you feel like this message resonated with you, and if you feel like this tarot channel is resonant with you, feel free to go ahead and subscribe. Okay, I also have personal readings, so if you'd like that, I have that information in the description box below. I also have a Patreon subscription where I do weekly readings specifically for a smaller group and a smaller collective that are attuned to your healing journey. especially if you're doing any sort of like shadow work or you're actively doing healing work, I would highly recommend it. I will give you weekly kind of updates on like what's to come with your healing and any progress that you've had from the week before, okay? All right, all that's in the description box below, but it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here, and I will see you at our next reading. Thanks so much for joining me. All right, good luck. Bye for now.